What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Passport Bros podcast. I got one of the homies in the background, GMT Travels, man. I'm gonna bring him up right away. Salute to everybody that's tuned in, man. Plan to have an interesting discussion, man. Let's see, man. Buffer man, what's good? What's good? Salute.
What's up, player?
So we're gonna talk about tricking, man. So those that don't know, me and GMT Travels, we like in a small group, we was kind of going back and forth on tricking, man, and it was just some interesting perspectives that came out that conversation. So I was like, man, we gotta do a stream on that, man. Before we get into it, man, let us know where you at, man, right now.
Well, right now I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm in the Westlands, chilling out right now. That's it, man. Nairobi, got my apartment out here. This is my home in Africa. When I'm in Africa, I travel a lot, but Nairobi is my home. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it feels good to be back home. That's it.
Sounds good, man. We got a $5 super chat in the building. Both of them says salute to No Excuse and GMT, man.
Salute, player.
Appreciate the super chat, man. So you in Kenya, man. So you so are you gonna be in Africa like for the whole time?
Yeah, I usually hit Dubai when I'm going to Africa, when I'm leaving Africa, but this time I just bought the apartment, so I'm gonna be here only like 3 months, a month here, a month in Rwanda, and a month here again, and heading back to the US.
Okay. So pretty much two countries then.
Yeah, man. This apartment slowed me up a little bit this year. You know what I'm saying? Usually I have my big crazy vacations, but getting that property kind of like slowed me up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I'm not as strong as I was last year, but I'm all right. I'm still here.
All right, cool. Well, I plan on linking up with you in Rwanda. So.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be we're gonna have fun.
So I'm trying to switch some stuff around. Well, the way I originally was planning, because I haven't bought my flight yet, but I was originally like planning on, spending a lot of time in Uganda, but I'm gonna cut that one a little shorter so I could spend some more time in Rwanda, man, because the lineup is looking good. Hopefully the team stay together by the time I get
there. Yeah. Don't be like me, in over pipeline, and then you can't even enjoy yourself. People be mad at you, they don't see you and all that and stuff. It's a headache. I'm in the part 2 now. I'm trying to slim down, man. I don't need too much. I be over pipelining sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's all good.
I feel you, man. So, man, the title of the stream is The Art of Macking versus Tricking in Africa versus America. So, the first question I'm gonna put out there, man, are passport bros trying to normalize tricking?
Bro, I wouldn't even say that because tricking been around before passport bros were here. And then, to be honest, most of the dudes I know, Aaron and Austin, get the reputation for being the passport bro. Was really Aaron. They be having girlfriends, going on dates and stuff. So I don't know why the passport bros really get that reputation, because tricking was here before them, and most of the biggest dudes, the passport bro movement, don't even be tricking like that. Don't even be tricking like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trick here and there, but they don't even be tricking like that. So I don't really think, honestly, and I've been tricking always been here. That's the way it is outside the US, outside of Western countries. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Like, that's what people do. It's normal. It's not like how we in Black Americans, we like, oh, did you pay for it or didn't you pay for it? It's normal. Like, these white boys know, like, if you mess with a younger girl, like in her 20s, like, he gonna have to pay for shit. He just know that. That's the normal. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Shout out to TG Local, man. What's up? So
what's up, Leo?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
All right.
I'm gonna be like Minister Jap. You know, these tricking ass passport bros, man. So
Weekend warriors.
exactly, the weekend warriors, man. So now here's the thing, right? So in the US, you know, we were brought up, everybody was pretty, the black people were poor, right? So we really didn't have like a rich poor dynamic in black America. You know what I mean? So we didn't really need the you know, to dangle things in front of women to really get them. So how you pull women was pretty much through, macking. So American culture, in my opinion, has always been about, we started, I would say before the 60s, or I would say before World War II, you know what I mean? Men got women based on, it was pretty much a patriarch, you know what I mean? Men had the jobs, women, married men, with jobs and things of that nature. But, men had so much control that they pretty much, you know, they took what they wanted. They, there wasn't no statute, there wasn't no age of consent at a certain time. So for the most part, up until like after World War II, men pretty much had access to women like with ease. Then, as time went on, and then we started like I want to say the pimping era, from my knowledge, started like in the 70s, right?
Yeah, somewhere around that time. Yeah, the
You
70s.
know,
That's right. That's about right.
so and that's when the term tricks came in. You know what I mean? A pimp,
And
and the
tricks. Yeah, yeah.
304s, they flipping tricks, right?
There
But
you go. Yeah.
historically, like in high school, elementary school, writing girls love notes, everything about getting women was about the mouthpiece. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's always been our culture.
Mm-hmm.
So when so when guys in the Matrix look at Passport Bros, they like, man, what is this? Where is this tricking coming from? Because like we never, that's not our culture. You know what I mean? So what do you got to say about that? If people say, man, that's not our culture.
Man, listen, bro. I lived in Atlanta, bro, for 10 years, and tricking is definitely our culture.
Really? Okay.
In Atlanta, man, see, because I mean, I had different stages in my life because I went to a party school, and when I was in college, we didn't have money, so of course it was free, it was Mac and all that stuff. But when I started making money, I moved to Atlanta, bro. I was pretty much doing the same thing in Atlanta that people do overseas. It just costs more in Atlanta. Dudes was paying to smash strippers. Dudes be paying indirect for sex. It'd be the same stuff. It's indirect. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I feel like more on the West Coast. I feel like that Macking and this that pimp thing is still strong, but down south you gotta spend money. I be in Jacksonville, Florida. You gotta have a nice whip. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta spend that money in the club. Gotta have go on your money. You always gotta show your money indirectly. I feel like you gonna spend money directly or indirectly these days. I mean, some people when you young, you can get away with just mouthpiece and all that, but either you spending your money directly or indirectly. And then when I watch people who a lot of dudes who say they smash for free, they either indirectly they spending 3 times as much indirectly, you know what I'm saying, or what is it? Or they doing pretend like they want to be their boyfriend until they smash for free a few times until she catch on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's always something, no matter, especially when you start getting older. When you're younger, I feel like that Mac stuff is cool. But all these chicks want something. Even the chicks who don't want nothing, no money in their hand in the morning, she's still gonna want something a week from now. She gonna need you help pay light bill, water bill. It's coming, Claire. So I feel like the Macking is when you're younger, you can get away with that. I feel like it's a young thing. I don't think it's us. I don't think it's either or. I feel like when you're younger, I feel like the older you get, you got to kind of pay some way. You're going to pay somehow. You may get one, two, and you're free, lucky, but you're not going to be able to maintain a chick without doing something for her. You know what I'm saying? And these chicks I hear, and even and these chicks I hear who got their own money, they be they got a lot more mouth too, even out here, bro. Chicks who got their own money, they not the friendliest, they not the easy I'm going with the flow chicks either. The ones who got their own money. So it just depends what you want.
Okay, but on the same token, like all right, like Africa, for example, right?
Yeah.
I don't, I don't really see, or I haven't seen like a pimp culture. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm from the Midwest, so pimping was strong in the mid. It started in the Midwest.
Yeah. Yep.
Started in
Yep.
the
That's right.
Midwest. You know what I mean? Milwaukee, Chicago, and then the West Coast too. You know what I mean? But the pimps was old too. So to get women to to finesse women in a way where you got women working for you to sell themselves, you know what I mean? That is uh, to be a pimp, to have a woman in that role, to have a woman in that role.
Yeah.
That's a skill, bro. I never seen African dudes uh finessing women with their mouthpiece like that. Or even in other or even in Latin countries. So I feel so I would say if you got a so the argument is like if we want to use pimps, right? Pimps got a mouthpiece. So if every guy applied the same logic as a pimp, they could have the same results without paying. You know what I mean? Because what pimps do is pimps trick the pimps trick the hoes, and the hoes trick the tricks. You know what I
All
mean?
right. I mean, I feel you. I mean, it just depends. Do you have the time for all that though? That takes a lot of energy, bro. Even dealing with my non-pros, it takes so much energy to like just to like if you're trying to convince a chick to do something for free, you know how much like talking and then all my non-pros, because I keep different kind of chicks. All my non-pros, they're like a headache, bro. And it's like, do you really have time for that if you're on a weekend vacation? Like, do you really have the patience for that? That has to be in you because once upon a time, I used to be a smooth talking dude, and I used to, bro, get regular chicks in Atlanta, college, I did all that stuff, bro. But then the older you get, bro, I heard one of the other YouTube talk about the older you get, bro, it's like, is your time and money and stuff, you know what I'm saying, it's worth because that takes so much energy. Like if you enjoy talking to a chick, macking to a chick, that's because inside you enjoy doing it. If you don't enjoy doing that, it's hard. It's a headache. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends.
Oh, QB, shout out to Traveling Tony. QB question said, why you need pimp logic to get a woman? Well, that's the guys in the Matrix. Somebody like Minister Jack would say, you can pull chicks off your mouthpiece. It's been proven that that's in our culture. You know what I mean? The thing. Okay, you mentioned strippers in the South, right?
Yeah.
And I lived in Houston, so I've seen it. I never could participate in that because the chicks in a strip club look like the same chicks I could pull at the mall, or
Yeah.
chicks I went to high school with. So for me, it's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm paying a chick that I really, pulled in high school, pulled in college. You know what I mean? It's nothing. A lot of them chicks not exotic enough. They're not exotic enough for me to even consider doing that. So even if you use the South, like up north, the Midwest, the West Coast, we'll look at the Southern dudes as tricks. But for
I hear you.
the rest of the Midwest, the West, and even the East Coast, New York niggas, they wasn't on that spending, bro. It was like, man, you gonna see this glow, and you gonna fuck with me off this glow. Let me get Traveling Tony in, man. What's good, bro?
What's good? But I just had something to say about what you're talking about in New York, right? Like pimps and stuff like that. I believe those are terrible examples because if you think about it, we are the worst women in the world. You know what I'm saying? Or worst women in the States. Let's go to States. We're the worst women in the States as a consensus.
You said where?
Exactly. It's a
Probably New
terrible
York or
example.
something. Yeah.
Exactly. So look at and then if you want to compare African to like I guess Western, let's not just say North America, but let's say include South America, the Americas as well, Caribbean, right? Who's really winning, right? Whose women listen, who don't? Whose women respect the men who don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they
Well,
at the end of the day, they got the male presence, the dominance, and in the West, dudes are willing to kneel down for a beautiful chick. You know what I'm saying? Like pay for
well,
her panties. Like,
even I mean, in the Matrix, I mean, pimp. I mean, women had enough respect to make the money and give all their money to the pimp.
past tense though, is that happening today?
No,
What's
no,
happening today? Today, it's in shambles.
right?
It's in
Pimping
shambles.
is dead. Pimping is
The
dead.
whole dating market is done. So I would go and argue that since their shit has been going on longer and it's still going strong, they're obviously doing something right. You know what I'm saying?
QB made a good point though. She still has to accept your looks though. Pimps were fly though. Pimps had to be. They did have to be fly. You're right about that. You're right about that. New York niggas the biggest tricks.
Right.
I mean, those are the main people going to DR, right? My New Yorkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that JetBlue flight.
Now, 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 Tony. Now, something both of you got both of y'all are in Africa right now. So, um, you talked a lot about the culture of Africans. Like spending money is culture on women. Like, kind of, you and GMT. Talk about the culture of Africans. We can and you use Nigerians because those are the ones people most can relate to, as far as being tricks.
They act like weekend warriors. They're the weekend warriors of Africa, Nigerians. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the local dudes, they're more cheap, like the local Kenyans and stuff. They're cheap, but like they take care of their like main chick. But besides that, they're kind of cheap. They're not like paying chicks crazy prices to smash. They're cheap. The white boys are paying them to be their like old ladies, to be their like girlfriend and stuff. The Nigerians, they act like weekend warriors. They're the ones that just throw a lot of money and pay crazy prices to smash one time and send her home. Don't even want don't even want her to stay all night with them. You know what I'm saying? No like girlfriend experience, none of that. Just to just overpay one time to smash. So Nigerians are like they're similar to like weekend warriors. But the local dudes, I feel like they pay more just like to take care of their main chick. They're not really like tricking like that. From what I seen, the local
I
dudes.
mean, also, we're not going to ignore the fact that there are American girls in these countries selling vagina as well. It's just, they're selling it to the Nigerians for $2,000. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I
So
didn't know about that.
no, I actually came across an American girl in Samaki
Listen,
Samaki. Yeah, I told you about it.
yeah,
Samaki
yeah, yeah.
Samaki. Yeah, she was saying they're called proper girls. So girls from UK, Paris, whatever, America, they're out here and they're selling to like the Nigerians, the Middle Eastern dudes, $2,000 a night, $1,500 a night. You know what I'm saying? Like but you could tell they're not from here. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell they're like from another place. So I guess they're
All right.
my commodity.
But my thing is like everything is so contradictory to like what the average passport bro says, what they got fed up in the U.S. You know what I mean? It was, we came from the culture of what T.I. say. You can get whatever you like. Um, Make It Rain, Lil Wayne. What's the other song? Just put it in the just put it in the bag. So all these songs, all these songs stemmed around tricking. You know what I mean? Making the Make It Rain era pissed a lot of average guys off. You know, and so now guys complain that they wanted to get away from the Make It Rain era, from the you could get whatever you like mentality. What was Neo's song? What was it was another song too, but guys wanted to get away from all that and then turn around and go overseas and do the things that they said that it was getting away about. So it's like, you complain about tricks in the U.S. fucking the game up, and then a lot of guys go and end up being the same tricks they care about.
But
So
see, but are they mad because people are tricking, or are they mad because they didn't have the money to trick to in America? See, because when they go overseas, they're just mad in America because they can't afford to do it. So when they go overseas, they can afford to do it. So they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you have to that player should have to be in you, or like whatever you like have to be in you. I feel like when dudes go overseas sometimes, who they really want to be, like comes out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see tricking and not tricking as black and white though. I feel like like in outside of Western countries, that macking and talking and getting it for free, that's a Western thing. That's an America, England, a Western country thing. All non-Western countries, men take care of their women. So you're supposed to, at a certain level. That's when some dudes, kind of the American dudes, get a bad reputation sometimes because y'all don't give the girls nothing. I'm like, bro, even the local dudes know they have to take care of the chick. So you end up giving the chick nothing and you smash for free, but you don't make these chicks like American dudes now. Because even the local dudes know they gotta fucking at some point take care of the chick. If she doesn't work and she stays with you for 2 nights, bro, you have to give her something. Just out of being a gentleman. She doesn't have a job. She gonna go back home to a fucking empty refrigerator, and you can be like, "Well, I hit for free." Now she don't like Americans. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's like it's not black and white like how we try to make it. It's not black and white, bro. That's only in Western countries. Because our chicks have enough money that they don't need nothing. Some of these chicks need some shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pass
man,
the Tony. I'm gonna pass it to Tony.
Nah, man, you cleared you checked all boxes. That's logic and reasoning right there. You know, it just when it comes to this YouTube shit, I understand that most of the dudes we're talking to don't have experience overseas. They don't travel. They don't spend time overseas, so they're looking at it from a fantastical perspective. I understand that. That's why I don't even really try to refute or debate with them because they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't spent significant or ample time overseas to really understand anything about culture. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. Peso got something to say. What up, Peso?
what up, Peso? Shout out to Zero the Hero for the $5 super chat. He
Yeah,
said,
yeah, appreciate that, Zero.
"Yes, sir." You could unmute yourself, Peso, if you want to chime in.
Now I really don't have nothing to say, man. I'm just sitting back, just watching, just listening to you guys. First of all, when we talking about Africa and South America are two different animals, two different leagues. You got one that's soccer, and you got one that's football. That's actually American football. They both call football, but different styles of play, different uniforms, different philosophies, different whole 9 yards. So there's really no there's a difference because when you go to Africa, and let's just keep it real, wherever you go in this world, there's always going to be women selling vagina. Women
Right.
sell vagina in all 200 countries. Women, you will find a woman if you look low and high, you will find someone that's selling some vagina. The oldest profession, in as they would call it, the oldest profession. But the thing is that in these countries where you're talking about Colombia, Thailand, and the DR, the Dominican Republic, those countries have just put their hands behind their back and say, hey, we open for business. We open. We open. We uh, we're gonna turn our country into a sex tourism haven. We're gonna increase our GDP, our tourism, because we want these guys to come over here and dump money into our economy, help our girls, help the
Hey, speak up
economy,
a
help
little
the
louder if you can. You're kind of low. Your volume kind of low. If you can speak up a little more.
Okay, maybe my hand is over the mic. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, you can hear me now. So all I'm saying is that there's just two different philosophies. These other countries, they have um acquiesced to being sex tourism havens. Africa is there's prostitutes here in Africa. There's women that's selling their bodies. The women can be I'm not gonna say the women are as promiscuous because they're not by any stretch of the imagination. They just not because they don't have the the experience. And let's just be honest, a lot of these countries, these African countries, They're very, very oppressive. We don't talk about those things. So you have your pros and your cons. You can have a good time in any of these countries, but if you're a weekend warrior, or if you're a guy that wants to do pay for play, Africa is not going to be a place where you just have a field day. You're gonna have a good time, but you're not gonna just have a field day like you would in the DR, where you can sleep with a different woman every night. No questions asked. You
So
know,
what? So what? So,
um,
so what about guys? Hold on, real quick. What about guys that come from, let's say, coming from the U.S. and say, man, I don't care what country I go to in Africa, Latin America, I ain't paying shit. You know what I mean?
I
Are
mean,
they gonna have Are they gonna have success in any of y'all opinion?
yeah, it depends on who you are. It depends on who you are. Everybody's not. If you're saying the majority, 51% are gonna have success, no. But there's gonna be a small percentage of guys. It's a small percentage of guys can go in any country. I don't care what country it is, and pull women for nothing. They just got it. They just got it.
But you're
Is
not
it
gonna
you or
keep
is it I? Huh?
you smash once, but they're not gonna keep coming back for it, and you're not like giving them. They're not getting no financial gain, and I think that is like a nuance
Well,
that's
well,
not. Oh,
that's not the goal. That's not the goal. If you're a guy and you just want to have sex with a woman and you want to maybe smash her once or twice, who do you care if she comes back?
no, 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 no.
Those
But
are
these
guys.
guys,
Those are, those are guys that don't want relationships. Those guys don't want relationships.
Most of what I've seen in the passport bro community is, especially with the hookers, they don't want to just smash her once. Like they want her continuously.
They want the
they want to keep
GFE, the GFE.
for free, GFE for free. That's
They,
what they
they want
want.
they want that's pretty much they want
Well,
the GFE for free, bro.
let's
That's
just
pretty
be
much what
honest.
they
Those
want.
guys are delusional.
They are. That's why I try to bring an air of realness to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it looks good. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds good. But the reality is, it doesn't work like that. These guys think these girls are just going to get smashed on all day for free, and you're going to send them home after a week or whatever, 2 weeks. They think the girl's going to stay with them for a week or two, and them not giving them anything. You know what I'm saying?
You
They
gotta
don't understand how it works.
I feel like some dudes just look at it so like, am I paying her or I'm not paying her? Like it's black and white. You gotta look at it like, does she have a job? Does she have a job? How is she paying her rent? If like how Tony said, if she stays with you for a week, how is she paying her rent? She has no job. So I mean, if you're a gentleman, you should go ahead and throw her something so she don't have to ask and keep it cool. But if you put her in a position where she has to ask, you're gonna fall out. She's not gonna like you, and then that over time the Americans will get a bad reputation. Where we kind of didn't like us here because we do. There's a lot of relationships with us, but we are still known for being cheap in Africa.
Yeah,
We are known for being cheap to Americans because So, but yeah, so you gotta look at it from like a not a black and white point of view, like a realistic. Like, does she have a job? Go ahead, Tony.
And I'm guilty of it too. In Uganda, I was smacking joints for free. You know what I'm saying? And they would get mad and they would say, "You Black Americans never want to." And I'll just be like, because I didn't think they were attractive and they were worthy of my money. But it's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? I
I
didn't think
believe
they
you.
were.
I believe you. I know you.
Yeah. So like, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like you put me on with somebody, you know what I mean, and they were mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were mad. Jody was,
Now,
she thought she could get
now,
money.
GMT, you make the argument that chicks ain't got a job, but then the devil's advocate is gonna say, well, why are you fucking with chicks with no money? Why are you fucking with chicks, without a job? That's not.
Oh
That's
well,
not
well, guess what? Well, guess what? You're right. You're right. So if you smashing chicks that got a job for free, then that's what it is. But just know they work 6 to 7 days out the week. So you have to catch her when she's off. She's not available. She can't sleep over every night. She can't stay for 2 nights. She can't come hang with you Saturday night when you go to the club. She can't hang out with you. She can't go to Zanzibar with you on Tuesday and Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So that's the trade-off, though. That's the trade-off. But yeah, There's plenty of chicks like that out here with their own jobs you can smack for free, but they're working 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to be on your time. You're going to be on their time, and they're going to have a lot more attitude. So it's like it's pros and cons.
That's true.
Depends on what, you know what I'm saying.
That life says it too. He said because the ones with jobs don't have time to hang out. You know, I mean that's a good kind of argument. Then it's gonna be like, well, I'm playing devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Somebody like manager's job. He's gonna be like, well, why niggas feel like they gotta fuck every day? You know,
You're right. You're right. But honestly, the dudes who love non-pros, straight non-pros, they don't smash every day unless they have an old lady, unless they have a girlfriend. Honestly, because I know a lot of dudes. If you only like non-pros, unless you over pipeline, most of the dudes who do straight non-pros, they're not smashing every day. To be honest, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, you're right. You're right though. That's the trade-off you have to take. That's the trade-off. So it's like it's not really like a it's not black and white. It's just whatever's best for you. How much money you got? What do you really want? Do you want a chick to stay with you all night? Are you okay seeing your non-pro twice a week? You know what I'm saying? It just depends on you. So I don't really
But
see it as black and white. I know some dudes try to make it as black and white, but it's not really black or white. It all depends on you, your lifestyle, how much money you got, how much time you got. If you're traveling to a country and you're only here for like 4 or 5 days, if you get a trip girlfriend, that's cool. But if you don't got time, you don't got time to just be chasing the arm pros unless you just mind not getting none. You know what I'm saying? It just depends what you want though. Just depends. If you Rico Suave, you hit chicks everywhere, you gonna win everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So just depends on you.
But I mean, a lot of these dudes be capping. They be like, "Oh yeah, I get girl." I seen it in Colombia. They were like, "Yeah, I get girls for free," and whoop de whoop. And I've been going to Colombia since 2015, and then our mutual friends will be all pros that are in Parque Aires or uh, Villanueva, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're capping. Or they'd be like, "Oh, I get a girl for free. I just have to pay her babysitter." How much is a babysitter? $200. A Colombian babysitter is $200. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, okay. It, it
Let me
just
just say this.
honestly, it's a lot of lack of acceptance of reality, and I've been saying this for years, right? It's a trade off. GMT, Rob been saying you can't have everything. You cannot. There's no perfect society. So you want women in pocket, shit like that. I got to deal with the dirt roads. Fuck it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't have everything though.
that's true. That's true.
Let me just say this, if you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
All right.
People hate the peso, man. Even the guy up there in the corner, Mr. GMT, was telling people don't play my content in his little groups because I was being real. I was being 100% real. And that's the thing. And I tried to be funny with it. But a lot of you guys, when y'all came into this passport game, y'all was in y'all feelings because y'all wanted these pros, because y'all finally got a taste of some semi-attractive woman, and all of a sudden you lost your mind. Let me tell you something. A ugly woman versus a nice looking woman, they got the same pussy. You're gonna get the same results, a nut. At the end of the day, you're gonna get the same results. Like somebody once said, when the lights turn off, it's all everybody the same. Everybody. When it's pitch black dark,
You gotta see it before the
when it's
lights come off.
Hey,
everybody.
but I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Me and my homeboy Al was talking this like a while ago, and I told him too. I've been hitting chicks before I was traveling, and I was traveling before it wasn't cool. I lived in Atlanta. I was hitting chicks in Atlanta. I was hitting in Houston. I was hitting chicks. I was in college. I ran into chicks in college. This is just a continuation for me. Like I've been hitting chicks like crazy. I'm banging strippers. I still bang strippers in the
who,
U.S. You know what I'm saying?
who
So
don't
so for me, like
who
this,
don't
it's just a continuation.
yeah, nobody cares about who's sleeping with who. I can care less. The problem is that a lot of you guys, and I'm saying guys in general, or these guys that travel, y'all go overseas and y'all wanna, and it's an ego with black men. It's an ego that we want to be the Don One, Magic Don One. We want to be the guy that gets all the girls. Because this how you impress me. This how you Negroes can impress me. Go overseas and make $1 million. Go overseas and make $1 million. And then not only that, go overseas and make $1 million and then tell other black men how to do it too. Go overseas and that's the thing is
Not,
that
not
over
Pacer
the
man.
last over the last
Are you doing that? Are you doing that yourself? Let me play the devil advocate. So
um
you criticizing us,
for,
but are you doing that
hold on,
yourself,
hold on,
man?
hold on, hold on 1 second, sucker, before I pinch slap your ass. Hold on. First,
He said,
Bro,
"Sucker."
first of all,
I swear to God, man, I'm gonna pull them into Africa and whoop your ass, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want
yeah,
to change
whatever.
the
Look,
conversation, man.
don't use no excuse saying, "Oh, I'm a senior citizen" and all that, bro. Once I get to Africa, bro, and you get your ass whooped, and we're gonna put it on
I
video
love
camera, bro.
I love all what I love all these guys always making these vile threats against me, and then when they come to the country I'm in, they slip in and they slip out. But anyway, I digress. Now back to his question. First of all, let me continue to what I'm saying. Even if I'm not doing it, that's what I should be doing. And Buck, I am trying to do that now. I am trying to do that. Am I gonna make $1 million?
Okay,
I don't.
there's
Hold on. Can I talk? Can I talk? And then you can talk. Let me finish my thought. Damn. Let me finish my thought. If you got something that you want to interject on, get a piece of paper and write it down. Just write it down. But like I was saying once before, even if I'm not doing what you say that I'm saying that people should do, that's what we should be doing. Because I'm not doing something doesn't mean that we shouldn't be doing it. That doesn't.
All right, he froze.
hey, no excuse. Salute to you. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, you
Conversation.
all.
So we're talking about
Yeah,
tricking. We're talking about tricking.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
obviously. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
oh, but second, but hold on 1 second, but let me complete my thought because you asked a question. I want to answer your question because that's a good question. That's a good question. Let me say this: even if I wasn't doing what I'm saying, I'm trying to do. That's what we should be doing for the most part. We shouldn't be sitting here every single day talking about how the women look, are the women submissive, yada yada yada. When most of y'all guys aren't even coming over get marrying these women anyway. All y'all want to do is go over and smash these women. So does it matter if they submissive? Does it matter if they this? Does it matter if you're gonna pay for the sex? Does it even matter? It's a transaction. So what are you
But
worried about?
people got a valid argument against you because they're saying like, okay, if you're gonna criticize people in a
Oh, but
movement,
let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought.
go ahead, go
First of
ahead, go
all,
ahead.
I'm not fit. First of all, I'm not criticizing anything. But what I'm saying is that why are we gonna when are we gonna grow? When are you or better yet, when is this movement gonna grow? When is it gonna grow? Because all y'all stuck in this are women submissive. When are y'all gonna start going out here as men? Because that's what that's what men want. Men want leaders. I mean, women want leaders. Women want leaders. They want people that can bring something to the economy. Now let's talk about job. I mean, let's talk about businesses. Going over to these countries, these African countries, it's hard to start business in these African countries. The taxes alone are gonna kill you. The taxes alone. Right now, I'm trying to start a business right now. Matter of fact, I'm trying to start two businesses. If one take off, then I'm a take that revenue and dump it into the
Okay,
next
so
business. But
where you at? Where you
I'm
at
not.
right now? Were you in Uganda or South Africa?
I'm in East Africa. I'm gonna put it like I'm in East Africa. But my
Hey,
point is
salute to
this.
USA, Kenya, Keith
Yeah,
and Kim. Salute,
yeah, but
salute. Congrats.
my point is
Hold on. Who in
I'm
who in the building?
trying to do what I'm saying we should do. That's let me tell you something. I
Salute
don't
to
I wouldn't
USA
say
King.
nothing that I wouldn't do, and I'm trying to do that. But the taxes, I'm just letting you know ahead of time. The taxes are so hard. It is so hard to do business in these African countries. It's ridiculous. Now
Actually,
that would be a pro.
All right.
Rwanda got the best. They said one of the best countries to do business.
All right,
They're like in the.
time out.
So how come you're not in Rwanda? Because you
All
keep
right,
saying
time out. Y'all can't come up here changing the subject. Now, Buck, you came up here, asked the question out about. So we're talking about tricking at the moment. We can change it off real quick, but you know, I had some guests up here that's in Africa, and things like that. So let me try to get Trail to come back up, man. But yeah. So you know, guys, people are not trying to be in a circus environment. You know what I mean? So we talking about people that can contribute to the conversation as pertains to Africa and the U.S. You know, so let me just kind of go into some things that are kind of that the audience needs to know. So when it comes to and I was playing devil's advocate, but when it comes to like places like Africa, pretty much outside of America, you know what I mean, Africa, Latin America, you know, tricking and game is not something that there's not a word that translates in their culture. You know what I mean? So the concept of tricking and game is foreign to a lot of these countries. Men have always gave something to women that's been going on for decades and decades. So uh, passport bros or guys from the U.S. coming into those countries with the "I'm not paying" attitude is not going to change. It's not going to change the culture. You know,
no
so
no excuse. Would you consider this a tricking in the States? Let me give you an example. Say for example, a guy buys let's just say Hellcat to impress women, and he financed that car for very high interest rates just to impress a girl, and he taking out her to a $300 dinner date. Is that tricking in the States? Let's just say he's wearing the latest designer clothes and all that to the dates and all that. He got the Hellcat. He got his own spot that he's paying a lot for. Is that
I
considered
mean,
tricking?
that's not tricking. I mean, that's how pimps used to get chicks with cars, jewelry, fashion. So that was never looked at tricking because tricking is you paying for something that you supposed to get for free. That's why it's called. It's basically like you being tricked. You being tricked into paying something, paying for something that you don't have to pay for.
But that
Bro, but
guy, but that
dudes are paying OnlyFans in America, bro, to see feet and shit, like toes and fingers. So it's like it's already, you know what I mean? It's already global, you know what I'm saying? Like dudes are just spending money frivolously.
But
Let's go for it.
you make a good point, Tony, because like some of the guys, some of the guys that are against the movement. To your point is that tricking is like popular in the United States already now. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like a lot of girls won't even mess with you unless if you have money or pay you see the talking points. You know what I'm saying? Like it's why that's why the passport bros movement is a thing. People can't find, girls they find, not just attractive but good for relationships. Damn, babies are snapping.
wait, oh, you good. Yeah. So what you guys think about the world? The world pretty much changing. So the world is changing. Is less. The U.S. is becoming more like Africa. Women in the U.S. sound more like African women. African women have always expected to be taken care of, dishing out money, even when you barely know them. So American women are becoming more like African women when it comes to that. And
But
tricking. Go ahead.
I was just I see what you're saying, but at the same time, in America, or not just America, like the Americas, girls will expect you, or women will expect you to pay all the bills and cook and clean. So you're a masculine and a bitch role at the same time. So I don't agree with it. At least here, it goes unspoken. Like you see, I got people moving, doing
Yeah.
shit for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I don't even have to say nothing. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
That's a good point. You know what I mean? Men are playing both roles, but they're tricking is becoming normalized even in the United States. So guys that say that's pretty much guys that want free cat. You know, those men are becoming a minority, and finding women that accept that, it's going to be a smaller pool. Just like I'm a person that wanted this type of submissive woman and realized that the type of woman that I want as far as being submissive, they're in a minority too. So you got a group of guys that are chasing a minority group of women. You know what I mean? So what you guys think about that?
Dudes are chasing the theatrical, like, I guess, viewpoint of what a relationship or what a woman's supposed to do, right? Guys are looking for sexy reds that are monogamous. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you get men with money, a lot of successful men that get in relationships with strippers and get their heart broken. Like me, I did that before too. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking for a slut that's a housewife when I was younger. I didn't know. You know what I mean? That's what's promoted. Like, you could get a girl that's a, sex worker or whatever, and she'll still be good to you. But it's not true. I haven't seen. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about people, but or you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying. If someone has it, cool, but I haven't really seen it.
All right, what you got, Peso?
You're gonna pay for it one way or the other. I mean, being in the company of a woman is never free. I don't care how she look. I don't care what planet she's on. Being in the company of a woman, you're gonna always pay something. Sometimes you're gonna pay more than what you expect. Sometimes you might get a discount, but you're gonna always pay something. So, and I don't care what country you go to, guys, we just got to be honest. Most guys out here in the world, it takes them a while. Women,
Yeah,
women
peso is.
are complex.
Oh, there it is.
Women are complex. You know, it's not like it's not like you can just figure them out, in one sitting. Women are complex. They're humans, just like we are, and it would be the same way. It's hard for women to figure men out, you know, and we all a lot of times. Let's just be honest. When you're meeting somebody, um, it's a sexual experience. You're looking to get something out of them, and they're looking to get something out of you. It's not long term. A lot of people out here are not trying to get married. A lot of people out here don't want to have kids. They don't want to have the responsibility because it's too time consuming and it costs too much for them. So, one thing about us as Black folks, we love once again, we love talking about the relationship game. But a lot of us are never going to be experts. All we're going to be experts in is talking. Talking, because you know being in a relationship is not an exact science. It never will be an exact science. That's like a general manager might once in a lifetime pick a generational player, but they get to pick every year. So it's that's just how it is in life. So all the guys that are traveling, you know you go into these different countries, you're going into a different world, you're going into a different planet. When you go from the United States to whatever country you go to, that's like going to that's like getting taking a shuttle ride from Earth to Mars. You're going to a different planet, different customs, they think different. Yeah, the people might look the same and you might be able to mate with them, but they have whole different types of philosophies, whole different, I mean, just whole different, a whole bunch of stuff.
Let me
So
get
um
let me get Buck Travel response too real quick. If you got a response.
I mean, love is not unconditional, for men. So it's conditional. So based on what you can provide and what you can do. And throughout history, man always protected their women and provided for their women. And most women right now in the world, they're looking for guys who can do those two things. The difference is when you go overseas, you get in a more feminine woman. You get in a woman who's more in tune with her femininity. That's why my guy traveling Tony went to Tanzania to find a very feminine women.
Went back, Buck. Why didn't you
So
brought one back?
what is it? No, I'm just traveling right
I
now,
said,
bro. I'm not. I'm look,
why?
Payson man.
So
I'm
okay,
not. Look, Payson man.
hold
I'm not looking for
oh,
love
hold
right
on.
now. I'm just doing my thing, having
That's
fun.
fine. That's fine. You're doing your thing, having fun. So why should a woman be all submissive and all this other stuff if you just having fun?
That's the
Why is
thing.
that a requirement?
I'm not looking to settle down.
Why
So
is
the thing is, me and
I understand
traveling Tony,
not looking?
we have a different goals. He went to Africa
I
to get settled down.
understand.
I'm traveling the
We not
world.
we not
I'm a traveler.
we not talking about traveling, Tone. We talking about buck travel. I'm asking you a simple question. You say you out here traveling, having fun, doing your thing. Cool. My question to you, requisite, if you out here just smashing. That's all I asked.
Peso
Well,
man,
why is that a
I missed what you said
why?
the last 30 seconds. You cutting off.
I said, let me say this again because I know my internet is janky. I said, you're traveling the world, having a good time, doing your thing. No problem with that. My question to you is that why is a woman being submissive a prerequisite, one of your top prerequisites, when all you want to do is smash? Do you care if she's submissive? All you doing is just having fun. Do you really care if she's submissive?
Hold on, I care if she's submissive if I want to settle down. But what that has to do with me traveling the world? It just I really don't know how you tie those two things together.
Hold on. See that's my point. That's the big disconnect with these passport bros. He didn't even understand what I said. Now let me say this one more time. I said, now I'm gonna say it real slow, Buck. I said you are traveling the world, enjoying yourself, doing your thing, doing the pay for play, doing whatever you're doing, whatever. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. It's not against the law. You're not breaking any laws or whatever. And if you are, I don't care. But my question to you is why are you guys worried about a woman being submissive if all you're doing is wanting to just sleep with her and move on to the next girl? Why do y'all need this submission component when all you really I would be saying I want to my if I'm like you, Buck, if I'm like you, I'm traveling the world, I'm doing my thing. My number one component would be that she's easy. That's that would be on the top of my list. Easy, not submissive, but easy.
Face
Because if she's
face man.
if
Now
she's easy, I
now you putting words in my mouth. Cause 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 cause
Before y'all go back and
cause
forth,
now you're putting words in my mouth. You're accusing me of things I did not. Is not. It's like
hold
you're
on,
taking a different tone. What I'm trying to
hold
say
on,
is like I was
hold on.
trying to do. What I
Go ahead,
just
go ahead.
said. I'm traveling the world having fun, and that has nothing to do with femininity, submissive, and all that. But when it comes down to it, when I settle down in life, then I'm gonna look for that submissive wife, and I'm gonna go places to find that submissive wife. You know that if
I
that's my
guess
goal. But what that has to
to
do with
make a long
what the,
story short, to make a long story short, I guess he's saying why mention it? Why mention why mention it now? Mention it when you're actually looking for that instead of like mentioning it now. That's kind of what I'm gathering from that. But my question, well, my the ultimate question is because this is what like Minister Jack says all the time. He was like, "There's no change in these old niggas. How they think." His words is always saying that he don't want passport bros influencing young men to trick. He doesn't want that message to trick. You know what I mean? Pay for play tricking. He doesn't want young men, whatever age range he considers young men, he doesn't want young men to be influenced or to be taught that tricking is the way to go. You know what I mean? So he's trying to protect the young men. You know what I mean? And so Tony, what do you have to say about that as far as influencing young men to trick?
Okay, so I don't know who Minister Jap is, but what I would say is, and I'm sure if people actually analyze the content received or whatever, a lot of American content creators don't know what they're talking about, especially when it comes to relationship dynamics, because they're not talking from a place of success. You know what I'm saying? That they're not they don't have the results you want. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big thing. Like, talk to people or take advice from people that have the results you want. People are just saying things that sound good for super chats or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really like, for example, Fresh and Fit. Those guys, they deal with sex workers, but they talk about traditional girls and things like that. So it doesn't even make sense. It's, you know what I mean? Like they're super.
Didn't Fit got caught with him sleeping with a bunch of white dudes in a bed?
I don't know, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
I
seen the
yeah,
photo. Yeah, I was
like short about that, but like I said, like
that's a bitch
the
dude, bro.
Americas, it's not good to get advice from, especially someone that's I can see if Minister Jack is an OG brother that's been married 20 years, 30 years, has grandkids, kids, you know what I'm saying, the whole nine, and really teaching dudes what to do to acquire what he has, then that makes sense. But a lot of times these guys are just talking. They're not even talking from a place of experience.
Yeah, he never. I don't think he traveled overseas, but everything is perception of the passport, bro.
Yeah, and see, and that's another thing. So you got people talking about things they don't understand. It's like me talking about the technicalities of something complex, maybe a transmission or whatever, and I don't know anything about which transmission is the best, Volkswagen or Nissan. I don't know anything, but I'm talking about it as if I do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's right. These guys don't know anything about the world. They haven't experienced nothing, but they're automatically experts on what happens in a part of the world they've never even touched. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense because they heard. That's the common thing I hear from Americans say or Westerners say, I heard this, I heard that. And they can't even name cities in other nations. They can't name cities in other nations, but they know so much about what happens overseas.
Yeah, Jet Life made a good comment. He said, man, they're gonna fall into the world of tricking no matter what.
I don't know who Minister Japor is. I've never seen it. I don't know. I don't really watch. I just started really dealing with YouTube when I created my channel, so I don't know a lot of like Tariq Nasheed. I heard about him for the first time like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
This is an interesting comment. This is a good comment. Read that. No excuse.
Purple Pill Richard said, shout out to you, Purple Pill Richard. He said it makes why majority. Somebody got a huge it makes why a majority of refugees, 9 out of 10, are men fleeing to Western countries. They need money to trick off, or they won't have
a family.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense though, because if you have a family, how are you tricking off if you're paying for your? That's what I'm saying. This is why I say it doesn't. Don't listen to Westerners. Like really, I best advice is to like listen to international people. You know what I mean? People that Westerners that are international. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to people who don't travel, who don't spend time anywhere, because all they have is the American perspective. That's it. That's all they can speak on. That's it.
I think because you can't be tricking them. You paying for your family. That's what outside of America and England and Western countries, you are your family support system. There's no government assistance. There's no fucking help. It's nothing. The man, you take care of your family. That's why they respect you. They don't respect us in America because we don't take care of them and the government's so strong. That's why we don't get respect. So it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. You have to take care of your family. We get respect over here because they need us. You know what I'm saying? You're going to take care of them. It's all about money. Even when it's not about money, it's about money. Even when it's not. You don't trick in the US because they have their own money. They have a good job. They probably make more money than you. So they don't need you. That's why even traveling South Africa, non-pros are the easiest in South Africa because they don't need you. The cost of living is low. The cost of living is low, and they make good money, so they don't need your money. Even me, like I was getting non-pros without even trying in South Africa. I even, you know what I'm saying? I only be aiming for that, and I was getting them.
And it's a
You know what I'm
welfare
saying?
state, just like America. So people are getting government assistance, things of that nature.
Yeah, they weren't struggling. In Kenya, I'll be
Women,
with you. In Kenya, I feel almost. I understand why they were protesting. Kenya is not that cheap. They don't get paid well unless you got a really, really good job. You don't get paid well. So I understand why they're struggling out here. Like people like Kenyan chicks beg all the time. Kenyan chicks beg because shit. If you got to go to the doctor's office, you got to pay fucking $100. Groceries be costing like they're paying the same thing a monthly grocery prices in the US. They pay like $200 a month for groceries. So life is hard for them here. That's why they be begging. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everything's always about money, even when it's not.
So
Always.
if some, and I agree with you. If South African chicks, you know, don't need your money, then why do Nigerian dudes go down there and trick? That's the whole point of tricking. Like you trick it, you don't have to pay. Why
Yeah,
are
yeah,
you?
yeah. See, yeah, you get right. But the thing about South Africa though, the eights and lower, they're cool and if they're comfortable, they don't really want nothing from it. They're cool. But when you start messing with the slave queens, when they want money, they want real money. Like in Kenya, a chick will beg you for $40, $50, or they'd be happy. South Africa, when they either don't want money or they want real money, bro. The chicks,
But
so
Nigerians created slave queens though, because South African dudes are like American dudes. They labeled as cheap.
I feel you, but they can't. You're right. You're right because I seen the bar is definitely high out there though. The bar is it's
but,
like it's definitely if you go to we go to the real clubs in South Africa, some chicks were like they want like 500 and stuff. It's just like America. It's just like
but
America, bro. South
the
Africa,
slave
bro.
queens that was formed from based off of American women. I think it was Midwest American women. Because the word like slaves type shit. I think it comes from the Midwest. They would explain it to me in South Africa how the formulation of slave queen came to be. But even if you listen to South Africans when they talk, they use a lot of American slang. So a lot of their shit is based off of America. They're just like a America light. Just an African version of America is what I've noticed with that.
Yeah, but who creates the gold diggers? Like gold diggers didn't come out of nowhere. Like
Materialistic. That's from the Europeans. So, if you show me a materialistic chick that doesn't want money, I will be impressed. Show me a girl that's very materialistic that doesn't want money.
Yeah, because in all Western societies, you need money. So the more Western a country is, it's more pressure to have money. These chicks are looking at probably in Tanzania. The chicks are not looking online and not looking at fake booties and not looking at like jewelry and stuff. So they're not like they don't want that. They don't have that love of money in them. All the Western countries they have that love of money in them. Like South Africa looks nice. They want the new purse. They want the new outfit. They want to pop bottles in the club and look pretty. They want that new shit. The weave. I can tell slave queens by the weave. The weave's not cheap.
Right.
When you see a
That
black chick
frontal.
with, bro, when you see a black chick with expensive hair, that shit's not cheap. Either she has a good ass job or you about to pay for it. Ain't no in between. Ain't no in between. That's so like back to what Tony was saying. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. When you see a black chick with that nice expensive hair, either she has a nice job or you about to pay for it. Ain't no in
iPhone
between.
15 Pro Max.
listen,
You
but
know
but
what's
but but my point is that
up.
it's niggas is creating the gold diggers and slave queens because look, if we use South Africa, right? I'm gonna mute your mic real quick, Tony. If we use South Africa, right? South African, they call South African dudes like T. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Nigerians come in, they see an opportunity to get the baddies, and they spend that bread. Now, if Nigeria, let's say Nigerians weren't allowed to enter South Africa, them, you know what I mean? Regular niggas are gonna be smashing them dimes because they don't have access to those men anymore. And so I'm gonna make the argument that Nigerians tricking in South Africa. I mean, even us, even foreign men say Nigerians fucked up the game in Africa. So
they do it in Kenya too. They do it in Kenya too. They're the ones that overpay. They're weekend warriors. They don't hit chicks on the regular, but they'll overpay to smash one time. Like that's Nigerians. They do that shit they do it in Kenya too, but they have a bad reputation. They spend money one time, but then after that, it'd be a bunch of problems. Just like Atlanta, the dude spend a lot of money and smash one time. Will spend a lot of money, and she think he got money, and then realize he don't got nothing going on. They do the same thing out here in Kenya. That's why like the Nigerians got a bad reputation. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But I feel like Kenya's more white boys running the game in Kenya though. They're running more like the relationship game in Kenya. The white boys, they kind of like they want to take care of you and just help you here and there. Like it's more like a relationship type thing. They're more like a long game with the white boys. So that's why they get love. So I don't really be mad at girls when they prefer white boys because they be taking care of them. And they like the only dudes who like tricking on the regular.
Let me ask y'all this: Would men, if let's say if all men was on code to say, you know what, we're not going to pay for pussy, or we're not going to trick. If all dudes was on code, women will fall in. Women follow men, so women will fall in line. Like tricking wouldn't even exist no more. So it's always just like politics, man. It's always a dude trying to have a competitive advantage. Because you could go, because even subconsciously, right? If I enter a society, if I go to a country where a small city, or let's say a country where guys don't really like trick like that, and I want a competitive advantage because I got American dollars, I can compete. I can outcompete with the local men because I could spend a little bit more money. I could dangle a few, perfume, clothes here and there. And so now I got a competitive advantage. Now I just created an environment where women are now going to expect that from men. And niggas going to look at me like, damn, this nigga fucked up the game, man, by giving her this or giving her that. And Tony, you talk about this too. Like in Tanzania, where it's patriarch, or let's say Uganda, African men will say, man, you don't have to be so soft when it comes to these women. Like you can be, the men from the West, we're a little bit more romantic. A lot of African men say, man, you don't have to do that shit for a woman. And so guys come in doing more, and now women have these more expectations. So you for example, Tony, want to protect you want that environment protected. You don't want guys to bring that matriarchal mindset to a patriarch mindset. So why would you want people to bring, not saying you want, but why would it be okay for a tricking a mindset to come in a country that never had the tricking mindset?
Well, okay, so when it comes to tricking, right? Remember, it's fabricated. Tricking was created. That whole concept was actually created by white people, right? The whole concept was created by white people. When it comes down to men and women, and men have always did things since the dawn of time for women to get sex, right? Everything we do as men is for women, right? Even in America, guys buy fancy cars and jewelry. It's not for themselves, it's to impress women, right? Even animals. They actually did a study with monkeys, right? When they started giving monkeys money, and they were teaching them how commerce and exchange works, right? So without anything, after a while, buying food and stuff like that, the monkeys stopped buying food, and they would start trading the coins and money for sex with other monkeys. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that happens. It just happens. So, no, real, you can look the study up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard about that study. Yeah, that study is
Yeah.
wow, man. But it just goes to show you, man. It just goes to show you, like this whole tricking thing. I mean, that was one of the first jobs ever that was created. That was one of the first job for a female. That was one of the first job ever. So it always existed, and it's never gonna go away. So I just don't realize why certain countries trying to ban that, like in the States, trying to ban this shit, bro. Man, you know people are gonna be tricking under, you know.
And let's be real. Let's be real here, bro. Let's act like people weren't tricking in the U.S. Like people don't trick in the U.S. I lived in Atlanta, bro. I lived in Jacksonville. I lived in South Carolina. After college, everybody was tricking, either directly or indirectly. Either you get a nice car. If you were in college, it was just whatever. You can talk and we can drink and whatever. After college, it was all about money, either direct money or indirect money. If you're in a big city, when I got to Atlanta, they super tricking. They what they do. They spend a lot of money in the strip club. They spend $2,000 at the strip club, then the chick let them smash for free. You know what I'm saying? Or they buy a $500 section, pop bottles, and you know what I'm saying? And they tricking in Florida. They tricking everywhere, bro. It's like they used to have they shut Backpage down. Bro, you know what Backpage in the prime of the US? If it was an event in the US, Backpage would have 400 girls at any event. At the Super Bowl, not even the Super Bowl, a smaller event. It would be 400 girls. 400
Yeah.
girls on Backpage on any event at any given time in the US. So
Bro,
they just suppress it in the US. They suppress it because they make strong
See,
laws.
see
We
the
got strong
city,
government.
the
Huh?
city, the city I'm currently in. The cops are getting caught with
Let me read the super
pros.
chat real quick, but let me read
Go
the
ahead.
super chat. Shout out to Purple Pill Riches, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat again. He said, not only all Western countries, but developing countries with cities have women money hungry. That's true. He said it's the city life putting pressure. Yeah, it's the city life putting pressure to maintain oneself. Now you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
definitely right there. Yeah, like I was saying, is like, yo, where I'm at, cops are getting caught with pros over here. Like they getting caught with pros, and I'm talking
in
about
Baltimore.
police
Yeah, in
chief. I mean,
Baltimore.
I'm like, yeah. Matter of fact, there was a video out, and it's on YouTube. It went viral, but it was this cop taking a pro and put it inside the back of his wagon of the trunk, or not the trunk, but the back seat, and he was dicking her down over there.
That's been
So
going on for years.
Oh, go ahead, Tony.
You
Go
want
ahead,
to go
Tony.
to jail, go home. You know, that's been going on for years. It's just now it's getting some media attention, but that's always happened. You know, you want to go to jail, you want to go home, shorty. Or even girls would, you know what I mean? They'll offer, be like, I don't want to go to jail. Here's take the butt. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
It was the Asian dude. Matter of fact, in the Midwest, it was the Asian dude. I seen a story. It was the Asian dude in the Midwest doing that shit. A police officer. He did it over like 30 girls in the Midwest. It was an Asian dude, a police officer. He got locked up. Maybe like it was around the riots and stuff, the protests.
Yeah, I remember. I heard about that. Now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you, bro. It's
I got a question for
it's
you,
the way of the
Jim.
world, bro.
I
The
had a
trick in it,
question.
huh?
I had a question for you.
So
So we talking. You kind of describe. You have a good way of describing like certain people's approach to like dating or getting women. You know what I mean? If you don't mind sharing, like how would you describe myself as like my approach, or how you see my approach when it comes to getting women?
you talking about me?
Yeah, how would you describe my approach?
Your approach, I would say you use the boyfriend tactic. You you pretend that you want to be their boyfriend, so you don't have to pay for it. And by the time they realize that you don't want to be their boyfriend, it's too late. You off to the next. You know what I'm saying? So short term that can work. Short term that can work. But like long term, like all like how like I got bras who still fuck me from like 8 years ago. Like solid. Like you know what I'm saying? My people go to Ethiopia. I like boom, boom, boom. Hey, hit my home, boom, boom, boom. He had a great trip. You know what I'm saying? So I do good business with people. You know what I'm saying? So I got the relationship. But I mean, you can short term. I thought you can hit chicks for free like that. But I feel like it's gonna like after a while, it ain't gonna last long. It's gonna fall. It's gonna crumble every time like that. You know what I'm saying?
See, there were
Instead
there
of
were
just giving,
instances there were instances where overseas I got it for free. Like a lot of times, like in Cancun, I ended up smashing this German chick, tourist chick, and it was for free, and I didn't have to do anything. So it's like sometimes you got to utilize it when it's free and present it to you. Because a lot of guys they don't take advantage. A lot of guys what they do is like they go overseas just strictly into that pay for play, and I don't judge you guys for doing that. But there's other avenues. There's other ways that you can get it for free, man.
of course,
For
but
short
she
term.
were you said German chick. She had her own money. She probably booked her own trip out there. She has her own money. Even when it's not about money, it's about money. She had her own money. Like if I wanted honestly, if I want to smash chicks for free in a foreign country, I would go to the hostels. Go to the hostel area. That's where all the European chicks
Facts.
be.
Yep.
Hostels. They want to give it up. Nobody go to Colombia, go to Cartagena, go to the hostels. They're throwing that shit away. Nobody don't want them. You know what I'm saying?
See,
It's
a
all it
lot of
all comes.
that's crazy because you said because a lot of guys don't even want them because they know the amount of beauties over there and the amount of options. They're like, why I'm gonna mess with this 5 out of 10 European chick when I can get this a 9 out of 10 Venezuelan chick? That will do so much.
And that European chick, you're gonna have to entertain her. When you pay that chick, she's gonna entertain you. So I mean, I'm all for like, 'cause I do both. I like non-pros. I like similar. I like all. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know when you do not dealing with non-pros, you gonna have to cater to them. Even out here in Kenya, when a chick has her own job and her own car and stuff, I mean, it may be a little easier than the U.S., but you still gonna be entertaining her. She's not gonna be kissing your ass like the chick that you put a little money in her pocket. It's not gonna be the same. It's not the same scenario. It's not the same type of experience. So that's why it comes down to you and what you're into. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want non-pros, I feel like it's cool to have a few non-pros, but I'm not the dudes that can juggle 5, 6 non-pros a whole trip. That's gonna be hard, bro. You gonna have problems. You gonna have arguments. They're gonna be mad at you. They're gonna hate you. It's gonna be hard to juggle non-pro like that. It's gonna be hard, bro. And everybody who I really talk to, I'm really cool with, who really honest with me. I know a hell of stories, bro. A hell of stories, and they always have problems, bro.
I think Austin realized that too, like because a lot of chicks was on him in Kenya, and you get pussy off your reputation, you get attention off your reputation, but once they realize like, man, this nigga not spending no money on me, like they slowly gonna disappear. You know what I mean? So I get that.
Yeah,
I get
even
that.
out here, like you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like I'm saying, because he's young. No, but I'm saying he's young. No, so he's still learning. Like he's still young. Like me,
Right, to
I
learn.
had that run. I went to college. I had to what he was doing with dates since I did all that shit in college, and I moved to a big city. I realized all girls about money in big cities, no matter where you at. So yeah, you can get the chicks off just your swag and either pretend to be a boyfriend, or the I'm famous on YouTube. You can hit them a few times off that. But when they can't pay their rent and can't pay their light bill from hanging with you, at the end of the day, they're gonna want something. Even in Atlanta, girls do that shit in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They move out there, they go just because they hang around people and don't get no money. Like, what the fuck I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? Eventually they're gonna need something. So yeah, man, it just depends what you want.
And they don't respect you. And they don't respect you. They talk to you how they want to talk to you. Like
Yeah,
the
that's true.
biggest thing is respect for me. I can't deal with women that are disrespectful and don't do what I say. So
Bro.
I pass, But a lot of guys from America, the passport bro shit, come overseas and still getting disrespected by women. So it's like I don't really see where they're winning at. Like you know what I mean? Like you got the Colombian girl talking to you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Call you a stupido and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've seen it. Even DR Dominicans
Because
are niggas that speak Spanish.
another thing I noticed about Black American dudes that white dudes do better, bro. Black dudes, when they pay, they don't demand good customer service. Like I feel like not demanding good customer service in short term shit fucks up the market. The white boys, they make them stay with them all night, and that changes the whole scenario. She knows she has to play along with you. She got to fucking cook for you. She got to do this. She got to do that. It changed her whole. Like I like dealing with chicks that used to fuck with white boys because their mentality is different. Even if they pay a little bit more, they're more like they're more catered to you. You mess with the chicks in South Africa or Kenya that mess with Nigerians. They got much more attitude or mess with weekend warriors. You can sense the attitude because they don't want good customer service. They're just overpaying for sex one time, and they don't expect nothing else
why I
from them.
disagree with what
Huh?
I don't like girls that deal with white dudes because those are the girls that try to pull your nuts and shit. Like a lot of white dudes aren't demanding. I mean, you got to think about it. America, our opinions and moral and ethical codes came from Eurocentrism, right? And that's white people.
Yeah.
So white dudes don't garnish the same respect that African men do. So that's why a lot of the African girls prefer the white dudes because they could grab their nuts and twist them and pull them, and the white dudes like they're into shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I just see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But they just, I see what you're saying. But compared to like the white dudes, compared to all dudes who paying for it, so sometimes like the Nigerians, they don't want like the GFE. But I know what you're saying. Though the white dudes, they do let them get away with a lot more compared to local men, though. That is true. But yeah, but most white dudes are GFE. They don't want no short time. They're not just boom boom leave. It's with a white dude. They make them stay all night. I'll be in Bassa. You'll see this 50-year-old dude with a 20-year-old girl, and she looks bored out her fucking mind. And guess what? That white dude don't give a shit. You gonna sit right here and laugh my stupid fucking jokes. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to see. You know what I'm saying? Dudes ain't just hitting them. Fuck all this. You gotta make her sit there and you play by your rules. And that's what I like GFing because she knows she's gotta sit right there and just enjoy the moment, just stay there all day long and just she's bored as hell, but she ain't going no goddamn well. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing shit like that. Black dudes don't do that.
White dudes also don't make them cook and clean. I wouldn't want to fuck behind white dudes because they also make them do like bestiality. You know what I mean? Like, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? White guys got you know what I mean? You know I'm not lying.
Yeah, no, I heard stories. I heard stories. Yeah, I heard stories.
I'm not fucking behind no animal. That's not happening. So yeah.
I heard a story of Italian dude married a Kenyan chick, an Italian dude, and he took her back over there and he recorded her doing bestiality and sent the shit back to her family to see. And then after that, but the thing about Africans though, they remember that shit. Now the whole village, they don't like white dudes now. That whole village, that whole tribe, and that little area, they all say never again. They'll never forget that shit. So that's what I'm saying. In Africa, we gotta be careful how we do because out here, they never forget that shit. And Nigerians got a bad reputation because they do the same shit we do in the US here. And so some girls love them because they overpay. But overall, people hate them, bro. They can't get certain apartments. They can't do certain. A lot of chicks don't like them because they have a bad reputation. But this is the point now they have to overpay because girls be afraid to mess with Nigerians.
Yeah,
in Kenya,
beating girls up, they drug them. They drug girls. I met a couple girls that said they were drugged by Nigerians. You know, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah. You hear the real stories when you're down here. Yeah.
It's a lot of crazy stuff, man. See, my only thing with everybody is different on how they move. So I you know what I mean, I don't want to be too critical, but I just thought the movement was about abundance and like, you know, if you're doing pay for play, you hit a pro and you move on to the next. Like, I don't understand the repeat. I just can't repeat. I just can't repeat chicks like that. You know what I mean? And so
yeah.
Go ahead.
And you gotta realize for different people it's different things, bro.
Yeah.
I've been traveling for almost like 20 years. So people, especially when you get older, boom, 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 short time session, we don't really do nothing for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a thrill, unless I'm in like a strip club, brothel, or she's bad as hell. But just short time, sometimes it's not a thrill for everybody. Some dudes, when they pay sometimes the in-between chick, it's not just about the sex. You enjoy her cooking for you. You enjoy her dancing for you all night long. You enjoy like some dudes. I feel like chicks are more accommodating because I do both. I don't like hardcore pros. I can do a semi-pro and non-pros. I do both, but I feel like the semis are more accommodating to whatever you want. Wear this. We're gonna go to this place. We're gonna do this. I want you to sit like that. We're gonna drink this kind of whiskey. We're gonna drink this cognac. I feel like when I'm with a semi-pro, when I'm a semi-pro, she's more accommodating to what I like. The non-pros is cool for bragging rights for me, but when I'm really with them, I feel like I'm more trying to please them, which is cool if I really want a girlfriend. But I feel like this, I'm at the point now where just having too many non-pros is not really like, it's bragging rights, but it's not enjoyable to have too many of them. Maybe two at most, at most. Because the chicks that when you give a chick something, they're more accommodating to what you want. Whatever you like, if you wanted to wear something or go to this club, you meet a bad non-pro, she gonna say, no, I don't want to go here. I want to go here. No, I don't want to do this. I want to do that. I want to eat this. I'm not cooking for you. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna get more pushback from your bad non-pros, especially with the bad non-pros. It's gonna be pushback in all these African countries. You may get you a 7 non-pro that's more, but if you get like an 8 non-pro, you better hold on to her. But like a 9 or 10, you're gonna be playing by her rules out here. And even in Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, you get you a badass non-pro. You ain't gonna be you gonna be just like America. It may be a little bit easier, but you're gonna be fucking catering to her, bro. You ain't gonna be catering to you. Maybe a little bit.
Depends because a lot of dudes,
yeah,
dudes are meeting these girls at the club. Like that's not like if most of the time when you meet girls at the club, especially if you're a vacationer, they frequent those clubs regularly and they're used to getting like clapped out by random dudes every weekend. So to me, those girls are just the same as prostitutes. You know what I mean? That they may not be getting paid and shit like that, but they're getting dug out all the time. You know what I'm saying? They're in the club, you know, just waiting to get picked. You know what I'm saying? Even though they may not be selling it, they're still highly promiscuous. Yeah, man. And that's a nuance that I think should be explained as well, too, because these guys think you're gonna go to the club and get a girlfriend and shit like that. I don't really see it. Africans would tell you that's a horrible idea. You know what I'm saying? Like every African dude I've talked to is like, it's a dumb idea to go to the club and get a girlfriend in Africa. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, how she's dressed too, super short skirt. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff is revealed basically. I mean, if you do the math and you put stuff together, okay, she's in the club, she got a mini skirt, she don't got no panties on. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is a slutty. You know what I mean? But guys don't do the math; they're just so excited to fuck or whatever. I think that's
even
just
in Kenya, bro.
Being overseas.
Hey, even in Kenya, being here, a certain Kenyan chicks, a classy Kenyan chick, will not wear certain shit. She's like, oh, people will stare at me. I won't wear this. It's certain, even like I'm noticing here, even though you would like to the outside looking in, you think you go to the club, you think all the Kenyan girls wearing their ass out and stuff is like normal for all Kenyan chicks. That's just the club girls. You meet like the girls with class, and they're saying, I'm not wearing that in public. People gonna look at me. And they're like serious, like no, they care about it. So it's like with Tony, like the longer you stay in countries, you start learning different things. You get past like the surface layer of stuff, and you realize like how you said a good girl. You don't go to a club to meet a good girl in none of these countries. Because even in Kenya, Nairobi, you go 30 minutes outside of Nairobi in these small little areas and stuff. It's completely different. It's family areas. Like they don't have clubs. It's areas in Nairobi where all the gringos hide their wives. There's no clubs. No clubs. A whole apartment is full of gringos and wives. No clubs in that area. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you live here, you start seeing different sides. Everything is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of dudes be going to the club and looking for wrong stuff and in the in between stuff. You gotta pick. You're not gonna get everything. You know what I'm saying? You see that nice weave. She want that money. You see that ass hanging out like you like. She gonna want that money, bro.
But it's pros and cons. It's a lot of cons to tricking though, because a lot of guys, even we use Nigerians, and even what I see in like Latin America, a lot of guys, you said that when you trick, you keep girls around longer, right? They stick.
No. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with tricking or not tricking. I'm just saying when it's
No.
a beneficial. I feel like when it's a beneficial relationship, when she feels like she's gonna get something out of it, a beneficial relationship. It doesn't really have to be. See, I don't look at it as tricking though. That's the thing. I feel like and I understand most Black Americans think like you. They think it's just black and white, tricking and not tricking. But I feel like in Africa, they feel like is it a beneficial relationship? Is it beneficial? Can I call you if my lights are fucked up? My lights off. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't ask you for money every time we sleep each other, will you help me with this? You know what I'm saying? I hung with you for 4 days and I'm gonna go back home and be fucking hungry. Come on. You gotta look at it from her point of view. It's not black and white because the economy is not the same. So
Right. But I can make the same.
we're bringing American mindset to Africa. That's America because our women have money. So we're like tricking, not tricking because our women have money. Money is abundant. It's not abundant here. They really need you out here. They really need you. I'm serious. It's not like they really need that money. That's $60. Some Kenyan chicks, when they get to America and get a good ass job, they'll never do that shit again in their life.
Hold on, let me say something real quick before I forget my point. So it could be I could flip the argument. So you know how a woman would say, well, I'm not gonna be doing all this cooking and cleaning because I'm not your wife. So I could be like, well, I'm not gonna be paying all your damn bills because you're not my wife. You know, so even I'll put it like, and this is one thing African chick, because I post a lot of shit on my whistle status, and I tell them this is that, before I got married, I didn't give her money consistently. I told her that she had to wait for my support until she was a wife. Now, did she really, she was cool with that, but on the same note, she realized she knew that it was other women being supported by their boyfriends even before marriage. I'm not that type of dude. And so me telling African chicks like, hey, I'm not responsible for you financially unless you're my wife. And a lot of them is like, well, they twist their face up. So why should I treat you like a wife and we just girlfriend or just talking? Like I don't feel, well, I'm just not comfortable with that.
I feel you. I mean, but that's Western dating. You can go
treating a girlfriend like a wife. Come on, man.
No. I want to know under what is the context of this? Is this a long distance conversation or is this her sitting next to you?
No, I'm just saying, like, if our title was girlfriend and boyfriend, I'm not financially responsible to respond to an emergency.
But I'm asking though, is this emergency with you in the country or you outside of the country?
It don't matter. It's the same.
No, I'm asking the situation okay, because if you're in the country and your girlfriend's with you, then you're taking care of her, right? But I think because I've never, like, me living in these countries, I've never had a girl like I was like with, and they're saying like I'm not cooking and cleaning until I'm your wife. But now I could see if you're in the States, and this is why I want to get clear too for a lot of audience. So if you're in the States and you're talking to girls 1,000, 7,000 miles away, the only thing you can offer them is money. They're not interested in being pen pals and shit like that. They're poor. You know what I'm saying? It's the guys in the States that need the companionship, whatever. Huh?
506.
Yep. He's talking to somebody else. Yeah. But that's all I'm saying in the context. The context matters. You know what I'm saying? Are you if you're in the country and it's your girlfriend and she's with you all the time, then that's cool. I think you would also be willing to help her out. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in the States, you're not really getting nothing. And she's not getting nothing. That's why I don't really agree. Long distance relationships don't even work in America. If someone's in California and someone's in New York, someone's in Maine and someone's in Michigan, that shit don't even work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I guess I see what you're going with that. I mean, yeah, if you living
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We're living together and we're girlfriend and boyfriend. You know, she might not. It's no phone calls about I need help with rent or the light bill because y'all living together.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
However, she still's gonna have needs where she might want to help out her family because some women, you know, chip in if they parents they lights are out or they need, you know, people are in between when people get in between checks, you know. So even if you're living in the country, like that girl, she might want your support to help the family too. And still, I'm still not financially responsible for that or for her.
I agree. And I agree with that. And that's why you should drop those girls. You shouldn't even be in a relationship with, you shouldn't have that dynamic. You know, that's something you're uncomfortable with, right? Why be in a relationship? That's the thing too. A lot of Americans, Westerners don't understand too. So they still have a scarcity mindset. It's a abundant mindset. You could find the girl you want if you have the time. You know what I'm saying? Mambo.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's a good point too. I mean, you learn after the fact, right? You not to deal, you know, but it's hard. But then it's hard to deal with chicks from these second or quote unquote third world countries and not expect that they, you know, they have parents or siblings that look to them to like chip in because everybody is they community share their money. So you know when your lady don't have money, her parents look out, her brother look out. When her brother don't have money, your lady, you know, they go back and forth looking out for each other. So um, you
But
can't
even
avoid that.
African dudes avoid those chicks, because talking to them, you know what I'm saying. Like a lot of the girls with like too many issues, African dudes are good on. They're like, oh man, it's just too much, you know. Like people are still people, right? People don't want to deal with a bunch of baggage. You know what I'm saying? Like who wants to deal with a bunch of baggage? I don't want to deal with a bunch of baggage. And same with African dudes. They don't want to deal with a girl parents who's asking for money all the time. Even my wife's family. So since they're well off, other people ask them for money all the time, and they have to say no. But sometimes they do give. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's
But
just so situational now.
but most people are. I mean, most people are broke though. You know what I mean, or below the poverty line. So it's not really. It's not going to be common to find a woman that got a well off or a family that's never going to need anything. You know, it's people in my family
You are
that
correct.
need help.
You are correct, and that's why I say, you know, when you come to these countries, have the abundant mindset. You know what I'm saying? You get the you date around. You're gonna come across girls that suck. You know what I mean? Like I came across a bunch of African girls that were terrible, and I didn't like it. South Africa, I had a girl throwing up on my floor and trying to leave it. You know, going to the bar and coming back to my crib, not paying the bar. Security chased her back to my crib. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? First day meeting her. So it just, you know, it's just home training. Things, bad families are everywhere. That's why I say too, it's best to try to get with someone that has, even if the family doesn't have money, at least if they have a decent moral and ethical code, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? At least if they have decent moral and ethical system. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you
But
on that. It's just a lot
yeah,
of
you know,
times.
but,
No, I was gonna say a lot of times too, man. You know, a lot of guys that you know send money to these chicks, they think they own them. You know, and so it becomes like a conflict because you know a guy may come into town. Let's say myself, right? I'm a guy that that typically doesn't pay. You know what I mean? I'm all about mouthpiece, like GMT said. Like I'm like you know we in a relationship type deal. And girls, you know, even though guys are sending these girls money, they still on these dating apps and things of that nature. So um, if the intention is that I'm giving her money so she could be basically I own her. She answers to me. A lot of guys get disappointed because they have you know financially supported a chick and they come in town and she end up might being busy or not answering calls, or they find out in a WhatsApp group or Facebook group some guy post a picture with her, and them a lot of times be the guys that end up be snitching because they done invested money in a chick, and they realize that, you know what I mean, like they don't own her. You know what I mean? So that's why that's my issue with the concept of tricking, is because if your intention to trick is to have a sense of ownership or to have her on call or her be available, I feel like you being finessed at that point. You know what I mean? Because any chick that can be bought can be taken.
I say this: if you're not sitting on the, like, if you have a girl and you're not able to like be with her majority of the year, then it's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, they're not thinking, they're not using logic, right? Okay, so if a girl is in another country that I've been to briefly 5 days and she's comfortable talking to me year round, right? How many other guys is she doing this with? She only knew me for 5 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, how she's so comfortable talking to people online and starting relationships. Do you think you're the only one? You know what I'm saying? Like, long distance wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a scam. You know? It's just guys don't want to see the truth because the fantasy sounds better than reality.
No, you got a good point, man. I guess, for me, in conclusion, for me, and like I said, I'm I'm pretty neutral on when it comes to the tricking like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've indulged in pay for play. Um, I've looked out. This is let me mention this too. I've looked out for chicks, $10 here, $20 here, and it for whatever reason, like chicks I never sent money to, like they stick around forever. I could know them for months or even years. The instant where I feel bad and I may send them like a couple bucks, I don't really hear from them like that no more. And so it's confused. I'm like I haven't given you shit, and we've known each other for months, months on months on months, maybe even a year or two. In the first time, you wait all this time for me to maybe give you $20, and I don't even like it's like mission accomplished. Like they whole demeanor change. They start asking for more, and then you say no, and then they don't want to fuck with you. They don't want to be cool with you no more. So it's like it's no point of even looking out, because as soon as you look out for somebody, that's when their whole persona change. At least that's been my
No, that makes sense. Like I said, fortunately, I've spent a lot of time in these countries and stuff, but as far as the long distance thing, it never works well. I mean, it does. It can work well, but it's such a low. Like I said, it doesn't work in the States. You know, it just people are gonna try to finesse you if they're not around. If you're not around, you're not around. I've met girls who have boyfriends and other from Norway or some shit, or even black dudes from in Western Europe or whatever. They got black dudes in Western Europe or Canada and shit like that. They're still slutting around, you know, because he don't live here. You know what I mean? He can't watch them. You know what I mean? So they're still slutting around. But those girls don't usually keep those dudes. They're not smart like that. You know what I mean? The good girls end up getting married. The really smart girls end up getting married.
some of the nines and
Yeah,
tens
man.
end up getting married too.
What'd you say about
But
the nines and
yeah,
tens?
I said they end up getting married too a lot of times.
Yeah, but I've seen even, and another thing I want to talk on too. I've seen even African guys who are married to like a slave queen type girl, and she's doing things, whatever. And that's where African guys end up punching their wives and girlfriends and stuff like that, because they married the one hot chick that everybody wants, but she likes to go to the club and shit like that. They didn't make a good choice. There are African simps too. I mean, the simps globally. You know what I mean? Everywhere in the world, there's dudes that have wives that are cheating on them while they're sitting at home and shit like, or going to work. You go to work, your girl's getting dug out and shit like that because you may not have enough money and shit like that. Yeah,
But yeah, man, I'm gonna let you get. I'm gonna let you get out of here, man. I'm gonna close out.
All right, man. I'm about to go eat, man. Good talking to you, brother.
All right, man. Next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Next time, man.
But yeah, I dropped the link if anybody want to come up real quick, man. Let me know what y'all think about different regions in the United States because, like I mentioned earlier, like I came from the Midwest, and I know a lot of guys from the Midwest, West Coast. You know what I mean? A lot of us have a different perspective when it comes to like tricking. You know what I mean? Opposed to like people from the South, or we always talk about people from New York. Spending and overpaying. So, like I said, I'm pretty neutral on it. You know what I mean? Like pay for play. You know what I mean? I've indulged in that before, but I'm just not comfortable. Like I just feel like in a lot of ways I want to use the talents and gift that I have. Like if I feel like that I can attract a woman based on my looks or physique, I'm gonna use that. If I can use my mouthpiece, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna try to use every tool I can personally before I have to put in my pocket. Another thing for me is that, being black and being, growing up around black women, I mean, those type of women I feel like should be the most easiest to like, get with just, by speaking to or using game or mouthpiece. The ones that traditionally don't rock with brothers like that, at least in the US, in my mind is like, okay, maybe you would have to pay because that's just not, I mean, now you're going outside of your culture. But so tricking in Africa is, for me in Africa is kind of like, these are, I look at most of these women like these women I went to high school with. These are women I went to college with. These are women I work with. These are everyday women in my community. When I look at them, so it just doesn't come off right. But yeah, it may be fucked up, but if you go to Latin America, you go to, even Asia, and you see these exotic women that's not from your community, so you're a little bit more inclined on, spending, but the black woman, the African woman might look like, well, if you're gonna give them money, then you can give us money too. So, it can sound kind of fucked up, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Macking versus tricking. I know this is a continuous back and forth debate. Like once again, like I'm neutral, but I have my limits when it comes to it. So it's your boy No Excuse on the Passport Bros podcast. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace out.
Yeah. Got the flight book, it's a library. I'm in the DRDO. Just took a flight to Bora Bora and foreign cars like foreigners. Berry on her. Up in France, bitch, bonjour. I been come to go so we going Paris tomorrow. Only Paris we carry, spin at the mall. We doing the same alone. My diamonds be saying, add some more change. That's the same alone. Dripping all the way from home and taking the wrong. Got the flight book, it's a library. We ain't flying solo. Tune in to the show. It's the Passport Bros. No Excuse Entertainment. Jay Slay on the show. Turn it up some more. It's the Passport Bros.